Alrighty, here we go. Hey there, everybody. It's the Nasty One here again, and welcome back to the next episode of the Buzzards franchise, game number 4. Last episode, we took on the Overdogs for the first time this season as we kicked off our first road trip of the series, and we had the lead late and then gave up 7 runs in the 7th inning thanks to rookie reliever Pewter Base, as he once again struggles with his anxiety issues and blows the game for us once again. Coming off that loss, we now head into our 5th game of the year, where we take on the Beavles for the first of 2 appearances this season. We also play them in the second half of the regular season in Game 14, continuing the trend of having to face a non-divisional opponent twice in back-to-back years. On the mound for us will be our ace, Jude Hockey. The left-hander has a 6 ERA and a 150 whip with no record on the season as we come in at 2-2. Beavles enter the contest at 3-1 behind their ace, Ace Von Asen. Left-hander at 0-1 with a 3.60 ERA and a 1.40 whip. Lineup for today's game looks like this. Leading off is Cardenas at second base, still tense after her hitless performance last episode. Following her is rookie first baseman Leah Butcher, who got her first career pitcher knockout first career pitcher injury as she nailed the starter last episode, Sebastian Morrow, in the nuts with a line drive. Batting third, right fielder rookie Spool Worrymore, who hit his first career home run last episode and driven his first 2 runs of his career as well. He is locked in. Batting fourth is catcher Bern Oliver. Rookie is a little tired, but not worse for wear. Batting fifth is left fielder Buck Swiner. Batting sixth, shortstop Ian Fielder. Batting seventh, rookie third baseman Miriam Daugherty. Batting eighth, rookie center fielder Alfia Winkelson. And rounding us out is the pitcher Jude Hockey. Let's get it on. Heading to Emerald Diamond Stadium. This will be the only time we see Emerald Diamond Stadium in the regular season this year, as the second game against the Beavles is at home. Beavles coming in looks to be they're relying a lot on speed this year. Got a solid defense behind it and a solid pitching rotation. Bullpen is a little sus, as well as their offense in general. Hitting weightings rise. Contact and power is on the lower end of the spectrum. Not as low as their bullpen, but it's still below average at best. But they do have a lot of hitters on hot trends right now, so that might be working in their favor and explain why they are 3-1. Leading off for us will be Cardenas, then Butcher, and Worrymore facing Von Asen. Cardenas leading off, hitting a $188 on the year with an RBI. She comes in tense, 0 for 3 last episode. On the mound is Von Asen. The new ace of the Beavles is 0-1, taking over for the big shoes of Hurley Bender. 3.60 ERA and a 1.40 whip. 4 runs given up, 2 earned in his 1 start. 5 innings pitched, 6 hits surrendered, 1 walk, 2 home run balls, 5 strikeouts recorded. Batting average against a 273 for Von Asen. Not the dominant pitching performance that you expect. It was still a quality start as he only gave up 2 earned runs. Cardenas ready, here we go. Fastball outside, caught the corner, 0-1. Changeup is away, missing from Von Asen. Changeup inside is chased, 1-2 the count now to Cardenas. Chased fastball outside and in the dirt. That was nowhere near the zone. First punch up for Von Asen. Next up, rookie first baseman Leah Butcher hitting .235 on the year with a single RBI this season. Heater outside at 99. Ball 1. 2-seamer low, 2-0. Fastball inside a strike to Butcher, 2-1. Fastball up, Butcher lines that into the gap right center field. Nice diving play by Betty Sparks to make a catch. Next up, rookie right fielder Spool Worrymore, who's locked in, coming off his first career home run last episode and first career RBIs. Batting .231 with a homer, 2 RBIs, and he has contact for his left-hander active here against the southpaw Von Asen. Fastball is inside for a called strike, 0-1. Fastball at the knees, chopped the first. Easy play for Kelby Kingman, and that is a 1-2-3 inning for Von Asen as Worrymore is knocked down to neutral mojo. Dexterez, Cooper, and Kingman do up against Hockey. Leading off is the face of the franchise, shortstop Hanley Dexterez. Utility man is locked in, hitting .467 with a homer and 4 RBIs on the year. Hockey's numbers on the season in his first start. Hockey gave up 4 earned runs on opening day to the Jacks. He got a no decision, 6 innings, 6 ERA with a 150 whip. He did throw 6 innings, 8 hits given up, 1 of them a homer. He gave up a walk and struck out 5. Batting average against currently sitting at .333 on the year for Hockey. Lineup for the Beavles after Dexterez, it is tense third baseman Lover Cooper in his 2nd year. Batting third is locked in first baseman Kelby Kingman in his 4th year with the Beavles, as well as Dexterez. Betty Sparks in her first year with the Beavles. Right fielder is on fire, batting in the cleanup slot. Batting 5th, left fielder Batch Wilson. picked up in free agency from the Jacks, so reuniting with his teammate Betty Sparks. He's locked in. Batting 6th is second baseman Freddie Knox in his 4th year with the B-Wolves. Batting 7th is third-year center fielder Daxton Krueger. He is 10th, third year with the B-Wolves as well. Batting 8th is 4th-year catcher Johnson Swanson. And batting 9th, locked in, is the pitcher Von Asen after one shutout inning. Hokies ready. Here we go. Fastball outside is a strike at 100 on the gun, even to start the day, 0-1. Changeup inside, hangs over the middle of the plate, line to center, but it's right to Winkelson for the first out. Next up is third baseman Lover Cooper, who's tense, outside pitch active, but he has batting only .231 on the year with an RBI. One of the few hitters in the B-Wolves lineup to not be hitting well at the current moment. First pitch fastball grounded up the middle to second, backhanded by Cardenas for an easy second out. Brings up locked in first baseman Kelby Kingman, hitting .333 with 2 RBIs on the season. First pitch curveball down and away is outside from Hokie, ball 1. Fastball down and in, lined up the middle. That is a base hit into right center field. Kingman on with a single, and that extends the inning here with 2 outs. That's going to bring in the on-fire right fielder Betty Sparks. Made a nice diving play in the field in the first inning. Outside pitch active for her as well. She's hitting .455 with 1 homer and 7 RBIs already on the season in only 4 games played, averaging almost 2 RBIs a game. First pitch changeup down and in. It's way out in front of it on the swing, 0-1. Slider up and in. Lined into left center field. Swiner tracking it into the gap. He'll run it down, and that will end the inning. Good 0 on the board from Hokie to match Von Asen to the second. Oliver, Swiner, and Fielder due up. Leading off the inning will be rookie catcher Bern Oliver. He was hitless last game as well. Hitting .385 now with 4 RBIs on the season still. Von Asen already locked in. Fastball high, ball 1. Doesn't take much to get Von Asen going these days. Changeup is low, 2-0. Slider hangs in the middle of the plate, and Oliver cracks at the left center field. I think he got it just under it, though. Back to the edge of the warning track is the center fielder Krueger to make the catch. 1 down. Next up, left fielder Buck Swiner, hitting .313, 2 RBIs on the year. Strike at the letters on the heater, 0-1. Fastball inside is a called strike, 0-2. Fastball up and in, line to short, easy catch for Dexteras there, 2 down. Now to bring up shortstop Ian Fielder, who was also hitless last game, hitting .167 on the year. 2 for 12 so far this year is Ian, as he takes fastball up and in for a strike, 0-1. Fastball caught the outside corner as Von Asen is hitting all his spots so far. Slider middle in line to Dexteras, and that's a 1-2-3 inning for Von Asen as he doesn't even sweat a bullet. Bottom 2, Wilson, Knox, and Krueger due up for the B-Wolves. Leading off will be left fielder Batch Wilson, who was picked up in free agency by the B-Wolves this offseason, hitting .364 with a homer and 3 RBIs as he's locked in as well, like many of his other counterparts here in the lineup. First pitch curveball hangs, and that's a base hit into right field as Wilson takes advantage of the hanging breaking pitch. And we'll bring up 4th-year second baseman Freddie Knox, who's hitless on the season, getting the start today at second base. First pitch fastball down and away is a strike called, 0-1. Changeup up and in is inside from Hokie, 1-1. Curveball down and in, low, 2-1. Fastball up and away, chased it outside, 2-2. Game man active for Hokie for the first time today. Slider outside misses the corner, full count. Fastball up and in, popped up by Knox behind the mound. Cardenas in a few steps, makes the catch, 1 down. That will bring up center fielder Daxton Krueger, who is 10s, hitting .200 on the year, batting in the 7th slot today. First pitch curveball up and away, check swing strike called, 0-1. Fastball up and in is inside and high, 1-1. Slider down and away, grounded to third. Daugherty fields the hopper, fires to second 1. Cardenas the first, double play. It's a 5-4-3 around the horn, and that ends the inning. Another 0 on the board to the third. Bottom 3 in the lineup up for the Buzzards. Daugherty, Winkelson, and Hokie. Third baseman Miriam Doherty leading off, hitting .375. 1 homer, 3 RBIs on the year for the rookie. Solid start for her. Fastball high, ball 1. Slider's low, 2-0. Fastball up and in, blooper to third, right at Cooper, 1 down. Next up, Winkelson, the center fielder, hitting .467 with 3 RBIs on the year. 2-hit day for Winkelson last episode. Solid start for the rookie. Curveball down and then it's a strike at the knees, 0-1. Curveball at the knees, line to left center field. That is down for a base hit, and Winkelson is the first batter to get a hit for the Buzzards today. He'll be on with a 1-out single to bring up the pitcher, Hokie, who's 1 for 1 on the year. Or 2 for 2 on the year, that's right. He had 2 singles on opening day. One shown and it is down as Von Asen fields it and fires to first. Sacrifice successful for Hokie. Winkelson in scoring position with 2 down for Cardenas, who is still 10th with RBI died. 0 for 1 today. Strikeout swinger first time up. Slider low, ball 1. Heater high, 2-0. Fastball down the middle, 1 hopper to first. Easy play for Kingman, and that will end the inning as once again Cardenas cannot get out of her own head. Bottom 3, Swanson, Von Asen, and Dexteras due up against Hokie. Here's Johnson Swanson, the catcher, batting 1,000 on the year. 1 RBI in the year, still splitting time on the season with backup catcher Steve Monstour, as both original catchers are still on the B-Wolves roster. Fastball away, ball 1. Change of middle in, turned on by Swanson, he rips it foul, 1-1. Fastball up and away, line down the right field line, this time it's foul. 1-2 the count. Slider down and in, swing through it, strike 3, first punch out on the day for Hokie. 1 down, and that'll bring up the pitcher Von Asen, who's hitless on the year, but he is still locked in on the mound, as well as Hokie now. Fastball inside, ball 1. Curveball down and away, strike in there, 1-1. Change up in the dirt, bounces, good pick, 2-1. Slider at the knees, fouled off, 2-2. Fastball up and away, fouled back. Change up and in, fouled back, still 2-2. Fastball down and away, fouled off again as Von Asen keeps fighting to stay alive here. Curveball middle in, swung through it, strike 3 as it fooled him. Back-to-back Ks for Hokie here to start the inning. Gotta bring up Dexteras, who's 0 for 1 today. Curveball down and in, bounces in the dirt, ball 1. Four-seamer down and away is a strike at the knees, 1-1. Slider away, outside on the check swing, good take, 2-1. Four-seamer up and in, fouled off by Dexteras, 2-2. Tough out versus K-Man, which trade will win. Change up inside, chased it, strike 3. Hokie strikes out the side here in the 3rd inning. To the 4th, it's still scoreless. Butcher, Warrimore, Oliver, and then the 5-hitter Swiner do up. It's the heart of the lineup for the Buzzards. Leading off rookie first baseman Leah Butcher, 0 for 1 today with a, I want to say line out. Slider in there, a strike, going 1. Slider low, 1-1. Slider chased inside as that breaks the bat, as back to Von Asen on the ground. A fire to first, 1 down. Next up is Spool Warrimore. Right fielder grounded out to first base his first time up. He's 0 for 1. Curveball inside, ball 1. Change up fouled off, 1-1. Curveball at the knees, and Warrimore goes with it to right field. Hits it pretty deep. Back to the warning track is Sparks to make the catch, 2 down. Next up, Burn Oliver, catcher 0 for 1 today. Fastball inside, a strike, going 1. Low heater, 1-1. Curveball's low, 2-1 to Oliver. Fastball down the way, lined over the diving Kingman's glove. That is a base hit, as Oliver will keep the inning alive with a 2-out base hit. That will bring up left fielder Buck Swiner. He's 0 for 1 today. Lined out softly to shortstop his first time up. Fastball up and away is outside, ball 1. Slider down and in, turned on by Swiner, cracked to dead center field. Right back to the warning track is Krueger. He comes in a step to make the catch, and that will end the inning. Bottom 4, we're still scoreless. Cooper, Kingman, and Sparks. Hard to line up for the B-Wolves this inning. Here's Cooper. Third baseman's 0 for 1 today, still tense. Change it down and in is inside for ball 1. Fastball up, lined up the middle. That is a base hit into right center field, and that'll be the first hit today for Cooper. He's 1 for 2 now. Leadoff man on here for Kingman, who singled his first time up. He's 1 for 1. First pitch curveball down and away. Blooper into center field shallow. Winkelson coming on. He'll make the catch, 1 down. Brings up right fielder Betty Sparks. 0 for 1 day for Betty. Outside pitch still active for her. Fastball down and in. Fouled off by Sparks. 0-1. Slider up and in. Fouled back. 0-2. Top out versus K-Man now. Change it down and in. Chased it inside. Strike 3. Fourth punch out for Hokie today. 2 down in the inning. That'll bring up Batch Wilson, the left fielder. Locked in with a single his first time up. He's 1 for 1. First pitch fastball up and in is fouled back. 0-1. Change it down and in. Inside for a strike. 0-2. Couple down in the way. Chased and fouled off. We'll do it again. Slider up and away. Check swing outside. Good take by Wilson. Fastball up and away. Chased it outside, strike 3. Fifth punch up for Hokie as he blows it by him at 102 on the gun. To the 5th, it's still scoreless. Fielder, Daugherty, and Winkelson do up. Here's Ian Fielder. Shortstop's 0 for 1 today. Lined out the shortstop his first time up. Fastball high for a strike called, 0-1. Slider at the knees, 0-2. Change up fouled off by Fielder. He stays alive. Chase the fastball high, strike 3. Second punch out for Yvonne Asen today. 1 down in the inning, and that'll bring up Daugherty. Third baseman grounded back to the pitcher her first time up. She's 0 for 1. Strike up and in on the heater, 0-1. Slider down and in, chase below the knees, chop back to Von Asen on the backhand. He'll fire to first, 2 down. Brings up Winkelson. Rookie singled his first time up. He's 1 for 1. Fastball's inside, ball 1. High heater, 2-0 to Winkelson. Slider middle of the plate, skied into center field as it's off the end of the bat. Right there for it is Krueger. Make the catch, and that ends the inning as Winkelson just missed barreling that up. Bottom 5, we're still scoreless. Knox, Krueger, and Swanson do up against Hokie. Freddie Knox leading off. Second baseman's 0 for 1 today. Grounded into a double play his first time up, I think. Or did he pop up the second base? Doesn't matter. Anyway, down 0-1. Change up outside, misses, 1-1. I want to say he did pop out behind the mound. Fastball up's fouled off, 1-2. Slider inside, nowhere near the zone, 2-2. Fastball up and away. Pop foul. We'll do it again. Curveball down and away. Chopped up the middle to short. Fielder there for it. Fires the first. 1 down. Next up is center fielder Daxton Krueger. He's 0 for 1. Grounded into a double play his first time up. First pitch fastball at the knees. Fouled off. 0-1. Slider up and in. Inside. 1-1. Change it down and in. Out in front of it. 1-2. Curveball up and away. Line to center field. Base hit for Krueger. His first hit today. He's 1 for 2. That'll bring up Johnson Swanson, who struck out swinging his first time up. He's 0 for 1. Pick off first. Nothing doing. Krueger always a threat to run. First pitch curveball down and in. Line to third, right at Daugherty, who makes the easy catch, 2 down. That'll bring up the pitcher, Von Asen. He's 0 for 1 with the strikeout swinging as well. Fastball down in the way. Lined in the right field. A base hit on the ground. Runner holds at second. 2 on now for Dexteras, who's 0 for 2 today. Striking out swinging his last time up. He's 0 for 2. Still locked in, though, despite that. Curveball down in the way. Check swing strike called. 0-1. Fastball up and in is high. 1-1. Down and in. Line to second. Right at Cardenas, and that will end the inning. Another 0 on the board for Hokie. Pitchers duel through 5 here at Emerald Diamond Stadium to the 6th. Hokie, Cardenas, and Butcher due up. Hokie leads off the inning. He had a sac bunt his first time up, so no official at bat today. Still 2 for 2 on the season. Still locked in as well as Von Asen. Slider down in the way, a called strike. 0-1. Fastball away, blooped off the end of the bat to left field. In on it is left fielder Wilson to make the catch. 1 down. Next up is Cardenas, 0 for 2 today. Grounded out her first time up. Fastball at the knees, 0-1. Slider away, chased, 0-2. Fastball up, fouled off, 0-2. Fastball up and in, 1 hopper to short, backhanded by Dexteras, fires the first in time. 2 down in the inning, and that will bring up a Leah Butcher, rookie 0 for 2 today. First baseman's looking for her first hit. Curve out the knees, lined at third, right at Cooper, and that ends the inning. Scoreless 6 innings here for Von Asen. Bottom 6 we go. Cooper, Kingman, and Sparks due up against Hokie. Cooper leading off. He's 1 for 2 today, singling his last time at the plate. Fastball up, lined in the left center field. That'll split the gap as Winkelson gives chase. Ball goes all the way to the wall, and that'll be extra bases for Cooper, who'll be in with a leadoff double. He's now 2 for 3 and still tense. Brings up Kingman, 1 for 2 today with the single. Kingman lined out his first time up. First pitch changeup away. Grounded hard to short. Fielder dives and cuts it off. Gets it to third, but just late. Being fielder's choice there for Kingman. First and third now for Sparks, who struck out swinging last time up. She's 0 for 2. Hokie in a jam here. First pitch fastball middle in is ripped foul. 0-1. Curveball down and in. Called a strike. 0-2. Top out versus K-Man here. Change up and in. Ooh, just inside. Good take there by Sparks. Slider middle in. Ripped foul. Still 1-2. Fastball up and away. Chased it outside. Strike 3. 6th punch up for Hokie. 1 down in the inning. That'll bring up Batch Wilson, who also struck out swinging last time up. He's 1 for 2 with a single. First pitch slider up and away. Runner goes on the hit and run. It's fouled off. 0-1. Fastball at the knees. Chased it low. 0-2. Curveball down and away. Chased it in the dirt. Strike 3. 7th punch out for Hokie. 2 down in the inning. And that'll bring up Freddie Knox, who's 0 for 2. First pitch changeup up and away is outside for ball 1. Fastball down and in. Check swing strike. 1-1. Slider down and away in the dirt. 2-1. Curveball up and in. Ooh, just inside. 3-1. Fastball middle away. Swung through it. Full count now to Knox. Runner at first will take off with the pitch. Change it down and in. Knox is fooled. He takes it at the knees for a called third strike. Hokie gives up the 2 leadoff base runners and then strikes out the side to get out of the jam. To the 7th, we're scoreless. Warrior, Oliver, and Swiner, heart of the lineup, up for the Buzzards. There's Warrior, right fielder, 0 for 2 today. Still looking for his first hit today off of Von Asen. So out the right field his last time up. Takes a curveball low. Ball 1. He's also grounded out to first base. Fastball's high. 2-0. Fastball's fouled off on the swing. 2-1. Fastball at the knees. Blooper to center field. That's going to go right to Krueger. 1 down. Next up, Burn Oliver. Catcher singled his last time up. He's 1 for 2 today. Von Asen now on fire as that fastball is up and in for high. Ball 1. Fastball up, line down the right field line. That is a fair ball as Oliver's going to rip it into the corner. Sparks giving chase, already on his way to second as Oliver. She mishandles it. It is a one-out double for the rookie catcher, who's now 2 for 3 today. Next up is Buck Swiner, 0 for 2 today. I believe this is the first time the Buzzards have had a runner at second base today. Let's see if Swiner can come through for the team. Slider at the knees for a strike, 0-1. Fastball middle in, popped up, shallow right field. Kingman out to make the catch, 2 down. Swiner now 0 for 3 today. Von Asen back to on fire. That is going to bring up Ian Fielder, who's 0 for 2. And tense. Grounded out his last time up. Fooled by the changeup at the knees by Von Asen, 0-1. Fastball up, line through the middle. That is a base hit. Krueger coming up. Rounding third is Oliver. He will hold as Krueger has a good arm. Runners at the corners now with 2 down. Fielder's first hit today puts him back to neutral mojo, and that'll bring up rookie Miriam Doherty, who's grounded out to the pitcher twice. Rookie 0 for 2, big spot for her. Let's see if she can come through. Von Asen down to locked in. That first pitch fastball is outside. Ball 1. Fastball down and away is fouled off. 1-1. Fastball up and away. Line to Kingman at first, holding the runner, and that ends the inning. Bottom 7, we're still scoreless. Krueger, Swanson, and Von Asen do up against Hokie. Now sitting at 8 strikeouts on the day. Krueger leading off. Center fielder singled last time up. He's 1 for 2. And he will be lifted for the pinch hitter, backup catcher Steve Monstour, who appears to be their starter nowadays, as Swanson is in there for him. Monstour, of course, being tired at the current moment, hitting .333 with a homer and 2 RBIs. Facing the lefty, however, so his power versus right-hander trait remains inactive. First pitch curveball down and in. It's called a strike, 0-1. Four-seamer down and away is in the dirt, 1-1. Slider up and away, fouled off, 1-2. Four-seamer up and in, swung through it, strike 3. 9th punch up for Hokie, 4th in a row. 1 down, and that'll bring up Johnson Swanson. He's 0 for 2 today. First pitch slider away, called a strike at the knees, 0-1. Four-seamer up and in, chased and blooped into left field shallow. Swiner coming on slides, he can't get there as it 1 hops to his glove. Base hit for Swanson, he's 1 for 3 today. That is going to bring up Von Asen, who's 1 for 2, singling last time at the plate. He's also struck out. Hey, Hoon, it's going all right, you know. A bit frustrating that we still haven't scored, and surprisingly, they're lifting Von Asen, who's only at 60-some pitches. They're going to the power left fielder, Jules Bergman, who's hitless on the year. Power's left-hander active for the former wide loads outfielder. I'm guessing they want to go for the big swing to end it all. Second pinch hitter they've also used this inning. But yes, very good bounce back for Hokie so far. I mean, 8 strikeouts already, 9 strikeouts actually through 6 1/3 innings. I can't really complain with what he's done so far. Only 7 hits, and he's yet to walk anybody, so he's doing all right. See if he can get out of this jam. Slider rip foul, 0-1. Four-seamer down and away, chopped to first, Butcher in, fires to second in time. Fielder back to first, just late as Bergman has good speed. 2 down, and that'll bring up Dexteres, who's 0 for 3. Dexteres is also no longer locked in on the mound, or at the plate. Jesus. First pitch changeup is in the dirt, ball 1. Pick off to first, nothing doing. Curveball down and in, check swing inside, knocked down by Oliver, 2-0. Four-seamer down and away, fouled off, 2-1. Slider up and in, turned on by Dexteres. He's early on the swing, though. It's just foul. That should have been gone, 2-2. Fastball up and away, line to second, right to Cardenas, and that ends the inning as Hokie puts up another 0. Coming out of the bullpen is reliever Huck and Duck, who's tense. Oh, sweet Jesus. And that means that Monstour is going to be staying in the game. Where is Swanson going? Winkelson up 1 for 2 today. Center fielder lined out his last time up. He's also singled. Gordon Fruitwell comes on for Steve Monstour. I was about to say, isn't he in center field? That's not where he's supposed to be. So that is the third member off the bench of the B-Wolves. They now have only 2 bench players remaining. And Huck and Duck is now on the mound. First reliever out of the pen for the B-Wolves. Huck and Duck making his 3rd appearance of the year. So far the only reliever not to do so. No record on the year, but he does have an 11.57 ERA and a 2.57 whip. 4 runs given up with only 3 earned. 2 1/3 innings pitched. He's given up 4 hits. 2 of them homers. He's walked 2 and struck out 1. Batting average against is actually the worst on the entire bullpen at 364. Interesting. Okay. Huck and Duck's ready. So is Winkelson. Here we go. Fastball's high for ball 1. Curveball hangs. Winkelson skies it to left center field. He just missed it. Over in the gap for it is the left fielder Wilson to make the catch. 1 down. Hokie due up next. He's 0 for 1 with a fly out to left field last time up. We are going to be pinch hitting for Hokie, who threw 89 pitches today. He gave up 7 hits today. He struck out 9 batters, and he's thrown 7 shutout innings. A very solid quality start for our ace. Definitely a bounce-back appearance. But we need to go to the pinch hitter here to hopefully stir up some offense. Coming off the bench to pinch hit. Who's it going to be? We're going to go with Nathaniel Hurls here. Middle infielder, power versus right-hander still active. Hurls 1 for 3 on the year in pinch hit opportunities. Facing Huck and Duck. Fastball's high for ball 1. Curveball down and in is inside. 2-0. Curveball at the knees, lined at the middle, and that is a base hit for Hurls. His first hit today off the bench. And only our 5th today total. Next up, Cardenas. 0 for 3 today for Demi. Trying to turn things around. Grounded out, she's grounded out, lined out, and struck out. Not a great day for her. Alright, so are we really at 5 hits? We are, okay. Curveball outside from Huck and Duck misses, ball 1. Fastball up and away is outside, 2-0. Curveball bounces in the dirt, 3-0 to Cardenas. Fastball up, ball 4. That is a 4-pitch walk. Cardenas will reach. First walk today in the entire game for either pitching staff. Next up, Leah Butcher. First baseman rookie, 0 for 3 today. She has been robbed on a diving play in right center field by Sparks in her first at bat. She is grounded out and she is lined out. Curveball bounces in the dirt, ball 1. Slider is outside, 2-0. Fastball up. Butcher lines it into center field. That is over the leaping Knox's glove. That is a base hit. Holding at third is Hurls, who does not run well, as Krueger has a good arm. That's Fruitwell. I might have been able to beat that, but I'm taking it safe here. Bases loaded for Worrymore. Rookie 0 for 3 today. He has flown out twice and grounded out. As Huck and Duck is immediately lifted after loading the bases, here comes Benson Rushmore, the best reliever in the B-Wolves bullpen. Outside of their closer, I think. Regular relievers, Rushmore is definitely the best of the 3 that they have. Rushmore on the air, no record in his 3 appearances. He's given up 1 earned run, 2.25 ERA, and a 1.25 whip. 4 innings pitched, 4 hits surrendered, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts, 250 average against on the year. Trying to get out of the bases loaded jam as Huck and Duck only manages to get 1 out. He gave up 2 hits and a walk after getting the leadoff batter. Rushmore comes in locked in. Let's see if he can turn the tide here against Worrymore. Curveball is in the dirt, ball 1. Sliders outside, 2-0 the count. Right down the middle and we couldn't swing, 2-1. Fastball up, Worrymore fouls it off out of play, 2-2 the count. Worrymore has lost his contact for his left-hander trait and he now has whiffer. 2-2 the count, big spot. Outside heater, full count. Fastball, hard grounder up the middle. That is a base hit, and that'll get the job done. Cardenas is going to come around and try and test it. Throw in from Fruitwell's in time, so she is out, but it is a 1-run single for Worrymore. His 3rd RBI of the year as Hurls scores. 1-0 Buzzards. RBI man active now for Bern Oliver, who has had the most hits today. He's 2 for 3. He doubled last time up, singled the at-bat prior, and then also flew out. First pitch fastball's in the dirt from Rushmore, who's no longer locked in. Ball 1. Slider up and in. He missed it. Oh, 1-1. Curveball outside. Blooper to left center field and shallow. That could be trouble, but Fruitwell will get there to end the inning. So Worrymore does give us the lead. We're going to double switch Cardenas off as we're going to bring in out of the bullpen Molly Pops. She'll take over as Hurls will stay in the game at second base. Buzzards now cling to a 1-0 lead. Hard lineup coming up for the B-Wolves, though. Cooper, Kingman, and Sparks. Cooper leading off. He doubled last time up. He's also singled and grounded out. He's 2 for 3 today. Currently still tense despite the 2 hits. Molly Pops now on out of the bullpen. First reliever for us to use today. Pops on the air is no record. A 4.50 ERA and a 0.50 whip. In her 1 appearance, she got the save, throwing 2 innings of relief. 1 earned run given up in her 1 was along with 1 hit, which was a home run. She also struck out 1 batter. Batting average against 143 on the year. First pitch fastball up and away is a strike called. 0-1. Curveball down in the dirt to Cooper. 1-1. You see him up and in. Fouled off. 1-2. Fastball down and in. Lined into right center field. Hit pretty well by Cooper. Worrymore going over. Lays out, he can't get there, and that's going to be extra bases. Definitely misread that. A second double of the game for Cooper. He's now 3 for 4, and he's finally back to neutral mojo. Next up is Kelby Kingman. First baseman's 1 for 3, singling in his first at bat, and he's been hitless since. First pitch curveball outside from Pops, just misses, ball 1. Two-seamer down and in is a strike, 1-1. Four-seamer up and away. Line to third. Doherty there to make the easy backhanded catch. 1 down. Next up is right fielder Betty Sparks. 0 for 3 today. She has flown out and struck out her last 2 times at the plate. Outside pitch active for her. First pitch two-seamer down and in is fouled off. 0-1. Ball up and in. Sparks lines at the third. Doherty dives over her reach into the corner. It goes, and that'll be extra bases for Sparks. Swiner gets it in. It's going to hold her to a single, but it's going to tie the game up at 1 as Pop blows the lead. Next up is left fielder Batch Wilson, who's locked in. 1 for 3 with a single. Good effort there by Doherty at third. She just isn't quite tall enough yet. First pitch curveball up and away from Pops is high for ball 1. Two-seamer down and the way is low. 2-0. Curveball middle in. Wilson cracks it foul on the ground. 2-1. Fastball up and in. Lined in the left center field and shallow. That's down in front of Swiner for back-to-back base hits. Pops now tense as the last 3 batters have all reached base, and that'll bring up Freddie Knox, who's 0 for 3 today, and tense. And he will be pinch hit for by backup second baseman Wally Bacon, leaving the B-Wolves with 1 bench player remaining. Bacon on the air, hitting .500. Still looking for his first RBI. First pitch four-seamer up and away from Pops is high, ball 1. Four-seamer down is low, 2-0. Two-seamer up and in, check swing inside strike called, 2-1. Curveball away, choo, way out in front of it, 2-2. Fastball down and in is low, full count. Two-seamer away. Outside ball 4. Pinch hitter is walked. Bases loaded now for Gordon Fruitwell, getting his first at bat of the game. Center fielder hitless on the season. Came on as a defensive sub last inning. First pitch two-seamer down and away from Pops is outside and low. Ball 1. Fastball down and in. Strike called. 1-1. Ball down and away. Low. 2-1. Fastball middle in. Fruitwell lines it in the hole to short. Fielder to second. In time for the first out, but it's a fielder's choice, allowing the run to score. 2-1. Swanson up next. 1 for 3 with RBI dud. He singled last time at the plate. He's 1 for 3. First pitch curveball down, up and away is a called strike as Fruitwell takes off for second. He is in there safely with his first stolen base of the year. He's 1 for 1. 0-1 the count to Swanson. Fastball up and in, line to third, right at Doherty, and that ends the inning. But Pops blows the lead as the B-Wolves take a 2-1 lead to the 9th. Swiner, Fielder, and Doherty are the last chance for the Buzzards. Swiner leading off. He's 0 for 3 today. He has flown out and grounded out twice. Bacon remains in the game at second base. Curveball hangs on the first pitch for a strike. Fastball middle in, hit in the hole, past the diving third baseman Cooper, and that is a base hit for Swiner. His first hit today, he is 1 for 4, and that puts the tying run on to lead off the 9th. That'll bring up Ian Fielder, who singled last time up. He is 1 for 3. Bad jump's active for Swiner at first base, so don't expect him to steal. Sliders inside to Ian, ball 1. Curveball hangs, and he's lined at the center field, but it goes right to Fruitwell, who doesn't even move. 1 down. That had been one of the power hitters, that would be gone. Daugherty up next, 0 for 3. She is lined out, and she is grounded back to the pitcher twice. Curveball low from Frushmore, ball 1. Slider outside is fouled off, 1-1. Closer, Lil Bupton, is still in the bullpen there for the Beagles. Keep the mind. Fastball up and in is high, 2-1. Lefty's willing to go. Heater's high, 3-1. Question is he rested? Fastball up, fouled off. Full count to Daugherty. Curveball at the knees, chopped up the middle. Dexter is the second one. Bacon to first, double play, and that ends the game as Rushmore doesn't need no help. He'll get the win himself as once again the Buzzards bullpen blows the game for them. This time it is not the rookie, it is the veteran Molly Pops. 2-1 the score. It was a solid pitcher's duel up until the 8th inning when both offenses finally woke up. Unfortunately, we could not put up a crooked number, and they could. Hitless today for us were Cardenas at the top of the lineup, as well as the pitcher Hokie and Daugherty there in the 7th slot. Everyone else chipped in at least 1 hit. RBI for Worrymore on an RBI single. Cardenas was thrown out trying to make it 2. On the other side, 3 hits today for Lover Cooper. He got on base, being the catalyst. RBI for Betty Sparks on a single, and then also an RBI single there by RBI Fielder's Choice ground out by Gordon Fruitwell is the deciding RBI. Hitless today for the Beagles were obviously pinch hitter Jules Bergman, Gordon Fruitwell, Steve Monstores, all 3 pinch hitters. Wally Bacon did not hit, but he got a walk in his only plate appearance, and Hanley Dexteris surprisingly was hitless as well, 0 for 4 at the top of the lineup. The middle of the lineup really carried them today. Yep, it's turning into one of those years, isn't it? Hokie leading 7 innings pitched, quality start for the ace, 7 hits, 9 strikeouts, no runs given up. He gets a no decision for his troubles. Molly Pops takes the loss, 1 inning of relief, 3 hits, 2 earned runs, and a walk given up. She falls to 0-1. Von Asen, 7 shutout innings. He has a quality start as well, 4 hits, 2 strikeouts. He gets a no decision. Huck and Duck a no decision inning. Third of an inning, 2 hits, an earned run, and a walk. He was supposed to take the loss, but Benson Rushmore bailed him out. 1 2/3 for Rushmore out of the pen. He gets the win, giving up only 2 hits. He improves to 1-0. Hokie, the player of the game, followed by Von Asen, as both of the starters had quality starts, 7 shutout innings apiece, combined for 11 strikeouts, as well as 11 hits given up, surprisingly. 7-11. Hey. I go for Slurpee right now, actually. And Lover Cooper with the 3-hit day, the most hits by anybody on either offense. Yep, another tough loss. At least it was close. It's only 1 run this time instead of 7. Yeah, that's sometimes just the way the game goes. Annoying little bloop hits like the Herbisaurs. They were just... You know what? That made me think of the Herbisaurs. We were at the Herbisaurs home stadium. That makes a lot of sense. No wonder we got blooped to death there. And the Beagles offense had to do that because they don't have a lot of good hitters on paper. But they're now 4-1. I believe they're leading their division now. I believe they are tied. Or are they? Actually, we can check real quick. I think they're leading their division. They are tied with the Grapplers. Okay. Yep. If that's the way they got to do it, that's the way they got to do it. All right, let's look around the league here, see what's been happening. Got some moves. Looks like Freebitters signed Chasey Kim as they cut reliever Raleigh Overo. Interesting move this early. Digafordo is released by the Wild Pigs for Rusty Bustum. Okay. Sad to see Dig go. Overdog signed Ricky Kwan, replacing Bubbles Garcia as that veteran 4th outfield slot. Bon Ventre plus 11 roll in speed. Really could have used the accuracy on that one, guys. Blowfish signed Magic Morse. Veteran center fielder takes over for Trip Hanna, the veteran left fielder. Herbisaur signed Bad Hop Brown as he replaces Dick Berger. Good for Good Hop. Like to see him finding a new home, even if it is with the division rival, the Freebooters. Maybe he can turn into a superstar. J. Michael gets +1 contact on a random roll. Okay. It's a start. It's a start. Bergerer signs to the B-Wolves, replacing Huck and Duck. Okay, so they solved their 4th reliever issue. Guess they had a little bit of money left over. Cardenas +6 contact roll. Maybe that'll break her out of her slump. Love to see it. Okay. All right, let's sim up to the next game here, see what we got. Moose taking on the Freebooters. Freebooters win in the pitcher's duel 3-2. Herbisaur's now taking on the Wild Pigs. Herbisaur's still looking for their first win, and I like to think Bad Hop Brown was the reason for that. They are up 1-4 now. Overdogs win 6-4 over the Nemesis. Heaters now the only team left in the league that are winless. Blowfish beat the Sawteeth in another pitcher's duel 3-2. Sandcats taking on the Hot Corners here in a battle of division leaders. Hot Corners hold off the rally and win in 14, 7-4. Grapplers hold on against the Platypi to win 6-5 as they retake the division lead at 5-1. Jacks rally but lose to the Wide Loads 4-3. Good for us. Crocs beat the Nemesis 3-2. Not as great. Actually, no, that is good. Keeps the Nemesis in last place. Just missed that one. I don't know what happened there. Wild Pigs beat the Sandcats 4-1. Keeping pace with the Hot Corners. The Eagles win again as they beat the Platypi 5-2 as their nests stay tied with the Grapplers. Herbisaurs taking on the Freebooters, and the Herbisaurs win their second game of the episode 9-2. They smashed the Freebooters in the face. Sawteeth beat the Sirloins easily 5-1, retaking the division lead. And in the last game of the sim, Moose rally, and they hold off the Hot Corners to win 10-6. Okay, so the only win this team left in the league that did not play is the Heaters. They are 0-5, and I believe they are playing us next, if I'm correct in my assumption. I am not. I'm playing the Wide Loads. Oh, it's a revenge game for their starter. That is second-year pitcher Manuel East. Right-hander 1-0 with a 1.17 ERA and an 0.91 WHIP. That one win matches his whole total from last year with us. May he not find success against us. However, he does have a very good offense backing him up now. Yikes. And for us, we'll be sending 4th-year vet P.J. Andrews to the hill. He's 1-0 with a 0 ERA and an 0.71 WHIP. Andrews, of course, got our first win of the year. Let's see what he can do again in his second start. Player development options. Let's see what we got. Okay. Fielder doesn't really need the contact. I need power on him and also some fielding, so we're going to wait. Molly Pops, okay. Could use the tune-up after blowing the lead this episode. Really could. Pewter Base, too high of a chance to get block prone. Same with Mondo. These two are stupid. This one for Worrymore. Could use the speed, not going to lie. Swiner doesn't really need the power. So between that, it's down to these two right here. Pops and Worrymore. Worrymore's is going to expire now. I say we just get his. Probably not going to have enough to get Pops's, but Worrymore's also the younger player, and he plays every day, whereas Pops makes an appearance, once every 2 or 3 games. So I think Worrymore's the smarter investment here. Get that speed upgrade. He only gets the +5, which is fine. He's up to 58 speed now. And he's an A-. No, he was already an A-. Never mind. Forget I said anything. Still, his weakest trait has now been improved, and he's just under 60. Alrighty, set the lineup here for next episode and call it a day. Alrighty, so Swiner's going to lead off in left field. Interesting choice, but alright. Butcher batting second once again at first. Worrymore still in the 3 slot and right. Oliver due to start at catcher. Oliver had a good day. He got 2 hits, led the offense, but I think I want to give him the day off to rest, so I'm going to bring Perez in. We're going to move Cardenas to the 4, even though she is slumping. Then it's going to be Doherty in the 5 slot. I'm going to move her up a little bit, see if that can break her out of her slump. Winkelson's been hitting really well. Fielder's a better fielder stats-wise, so we'll make him the 7 hitter. Winkelson will be the 6 since he's hitting really well, and then Perez will bat 8th, and then we'll have Andrews. Okay, sounds solid to me. Alrighty, and that's going to do it for this episode, guys. Another tough loss. Bullpen woes continue as we lose the pitcher's duel 2-1. Molly Pops couldn't get it done out there. Not entirely her fault, but hey, it is what it is. It just wasn't meant to be. We have now lost, I believe, 2 games in a row now, and we are trying to bounce back from it. We'll be taking on the Wide Loads next time, see if we can get ourselves back on track against a team with a very solid winning record in a revenge game for their pitcher. If you made it this deep in the video, guys, obviously, thank you so much. I appreciate the support as always. Don't forget to follow me here on Twitter. And if you haven't already, leave a like, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel over here on YouTube. Link to both channels is in the description below. Until next time, this is the Nasty One, signing off.